All right, everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving into something a little bit different.
Yeah.
You guys sent us some YouTube videos, and we were really intrigued by these.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They're vlogs by this guy named Simo, who went to the Epicure GPU Hackathon in Bologna, Italy, with his friend David.
Yeah, hosted by Seneca.
Yeah, and I mean, right off the bat, I have to admit I was kind of hooked because
Yeah.
he starts vlogging even before the hackathon starts.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like he's got this pre-hackathon anxiety.
Yeah.
He's worried about even getting accepted.
Yeah.
Then he's worried he's not prepared enough. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can relate to that,
Oh, absolutely.
especially when you're trying something new and you're stepping outside of your comfort zone.
For sure. For sure.
But then they get accepted.
They do.
And then we get to see them arrive in Bologna, and it's not just this excitement of,
Yeah.
being at this international hackathon. There's like a
Yeah.
whole culture shock thing happening too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure. And he's trying to navigate the streets of Bologna.
Yes. In his Defender.
Yeah, with all the
He's getting stuck.
restricted traffic zones.
You can just feel the stress.
Oh, I know.
But then they get to their accommodations.
Yeah.
And they find out they have this full-on editing suite.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
A whole editing suite? Like, they were gonna make a movie about the hackathon.
I know, right?
Did they even use it?
It seems like they were so overwhelmed by the actual hackathon that they barely touched it.
Oh, wow.
But it's worth remembering that Bologna had some really severe flooding just days before the hackathon was supposed to start.
Oh, wow.
And so they pushed through.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah, so, hats off to them.
So day one rolls around. They've almost conquered the Italian streets.
Yes.
They've got this fancy editing suite they're ignoring.
Yeah.
What happens when the actual hackathon kicks off?
Well, they get thrown right into the deep end with all these lectures and workshops on GPU processing.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the core theme of the hackathon.
Okay.
And at one point, Simo actually says in one of his videos, "My brain is officially fried."
Yeah, I bet.
But even though he's like mentally exhausted, you can just sense this excitement as they're given a tour of the Leonardo supercomputer.
Hold on. Wait, is this the Leonardo supercomputer where like each processing node is the size of a pizza box?
That's the one.
Wow.
It needs this whole water cooling system because it generates so much heat.
Wow.
You can just feel like this sense of awe from Simo.
Yeah.
Like we're about to work with this thing.
Yeah.
So it kind of sets the stage for the challenge.
Okay, so we've got pre-hackathon jitters. We've got culture shock. We've got a glimpse of technology that would make any engineer geek out.
Yeah.
What's the actual challenge they're given?
So on day 2,
Okay.
after a very rough night of like no sleep,
Yeah, that's pretty standard for a hackathon, right?
it seems like it's pretty brutal, but yeah.
Yeah.
They get their assignment. They need to optimize an algorithm for GPU processing.
Okay.
Now remember, this is Simo's vlog,
Yeah.
and he's very open about feeling out of his depth. Like they don't even know where to start.
Okay.
And this is where it gets really interesting
Okay.
because their confusion actually highlights one of the key parts of being successful at a hackathon:
What's that?
collaboration.
You mean they didn't just lock themselves in a room and like code furiously for 48 hours straight, right? Huh. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, I know that's usually the kind of story you hear, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they actually reach out. They connect with mentors.
Okay.
They connect with other participants.
Interesting.
And you can see in his vlogs how those interactions start to shape their approach to the problem.
Huh. That's really fascinating. And you know what's interesting is that he doesn't really go into the specifics
Right.
of like how they collaborate.
Yeah.
Like, did they break down the problem to smaller tasks? Did they brainstorm different approaches? I'm really curious to see if that comes out in the later vlogs.
I'm really curious too.
Yeah, me too. It's like watching an underdog sports movie.
It is.
You just want them to figure it out.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm dying to know if that supercomputer actually... So what happens on day 3? Do they pull an all-nighter and emerge victorious, or do they crumble under pressure?
Well, day 3 starts with a very unexpected strategy.
Okay.
From Simo, he decides to dress seriously.
What?
Like, ditches the casual hackathon attire
Uh-huh.
and puts on like a proper shirt.
Oh, wow.
He thinks it'll help him focus.
Okay.
It's a little quirky,
Yeah.
but I kind of admire it.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to get into the right mindset.
Yeah, I get that sometimes. You gotta,
Yeah.
just change up your look to kind of change your mindset.
Exactly.
Okay. So, did it work?
Well, let's just say their efforts on day 3 were serious.
Okay.
They actually request additional computing nodes,
Oh, wow.
which kind of indicates that their project is getting more complex,
Okay.
more demanding. And by the end of the day, they've completed their solution.
Wow, they actually finished it.
They did.
I was expecting a meltdown, honestly.
I was expecting some last-minute panic,
Yeah.
but they pulled it off.
Right.
But of course, at this point, they have no idea if their solution's actually good enough to win.
Right.
But there's this sense of accomplishment
Yeah.
in just having finished.
Yeah.
And I think that's a powerful takeaway in itself.
Absolutely. Even if they don't win, they've already won in a way, right?
Exactly.
They've pushed themselves, they learned a ton,
Yeah.
they collaborated, and they created something that they can be proud of.
Right. And that sets the stage for the final reveal, the moment of truth,
Oh,
the announcement of the winners.
I can't wait.
Well, we'll have to hold that suspense, and we'll pick it up in part 2 of our deep dive.
Oh, man, you're
Yeah.
killing me with the cliffhanger, all right? We'll be back soon to find out if Simo and David's hard work pays off, so stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everyone. So as we left off, Simo and David, they had a working solution,
Yeah.
but
But they don't know if it's good enough to win.
yeah.
And remember, they're working against some pretty tough odds here.
Yeah.
I mean, they've barely slept.
Right, typical hackathon experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're learning about GPU processing, like, on the fly.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and speaking of pressure, Simo's vlog makes it seem like there's a lot of coffee involved.
Oh, yeah.
Like, is this a common thing?
I mean, it's kind of a trope, right?
Yeah.
The sleep-deprived, caffeine-fueled coder.
Right.
But I think there's also this sense of camaraderie.
Mm.
Everyone's in it together.
Yeah, I guess there's something to be said for bonding over exhaustion and caffeine jitters.
Exactly.
So, okay, they're tired, they're caffeinated, they're dressed to impress.
Yes.
Do they actually make any progress on this algorithm optimization challenge?
Well, this is where Simo's vlog gives us a glimpse into what I think is the real magic of hackathons.
Okay.
It's not just about individual brilliance. It's about this collective intelligence of the group.
Okay.
Remember, they're surrounded by experts in the field.
Yeah.
And they have access to this incredible piece of technology, this Leonardo supercomputer.
Right. With the pizza box size processing nodes, I still can't get over that.
That's pretty amazing.
So did they figure out how to actually use this thing?
It seems like they did.
Okay.
Samuel's vlog doesn't get too technical,
Yeah.
but you can sense his excitement
Okay.
as they start to kind of harness the power of this supercomputer.
All right, so they're not just passively absorbing information anymore.
Right.
They're actually driving the process. They're shaping the technology to meet their needs.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
It is. And what's interesting is you can see how they're approaching the problem. Samo talks about hitting these roadblocks,
Yeah.
then having these like aha moments as they start to grasp the concepts.
It's like watching a puzzle come together.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to get caught up in the end goal, right?
Yeah.
The win, the recognition.
Right.
But what I find so compelling about Simo's story is the process itself.
Yeah.
Like, even if they don't win, the fact that they've tackled this challenge
Yeah.
head on, they've learned all these new skills, they've collaborated with all these brilliant people,
Right.
that's a victory in itself.
I agree. It's like a reminder that growth often happens outside our comfort zones.
Yeah.
And sometimes feeling lost and confused is actually the best way to learn.
Totally. And I think that's where the real value of hackathons lies.
Yeah.
It's not about the competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's about pushing your boundaries,
Yeah.
expanding your skill set, and developing the confidence
Right.
to tackle new challenges in the future.
Right. And as day 3 progresses, you can see Simo and David getting more confident.
Yes.
They're not these wide-eyed newcomers anymore.
Right.
They're active participants. They're contributing their ideas.
Yeah.
They're pushing the limits of what they thought was possible.
Totally. So by the end of day 3, they have a working solution,
Mm-hmm.
but they still don't know if it's good enough to win.
Right.
And most hackathons have this presentation round
Okay.
where each team gets to show their solution to a panel of judges.
Oh, wow.
And this is where Simo's vlog really shines,
Okay.
because you can feel this nervous energy and this anticipation as they get ready to present.
I bet it's like waiting for exam results.
It is only amplified by like 1,000,
Oh, yeah.
because they're up against some serious competition.
Yeah.
Other teams who've been working just as hard,
Right.
pushing the limits of their own creativity and technical skills.
Okay, so the stage is set. They've got their solution. They're dressed to impress. They're about to face the judges.
Yes.
What happens next? Do they nail the presentation, or do they crumble under pressure.
Okay, before we get to the outcome,
Yeah.
I think it's important to take a step back and consider the bigger picture here. I find it really interesting how Simo's vlogs capture not just the technical aspects of this event,
Yeah.
but the human side too.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. They've been working nonstop for days,
Yeah.
fueled by, coffee and the thrill of the challenge.
Okay.
They've formed these bonds with other participants. They've shared struggles.
Yeah.
They've celebrated small victories together.
Right. It's like they become this little mini community.
Exactly. A community united by this shared passion for problem solving
Yeah.
and this willingness to step outside their comfort zone.
Right. So as they're about to present,
Yeah.
it's not just their work on the line. It's
Right.
like the hopes and dreams of this whole community.
I think that's a really good way to put it. And so as we head into part 3 of our deep dive,
Okay.
we're going to witness that final culmination of effort,
All right.
that moment of truth where they reveal their solution to the world.
Oh, man. I'm ready for the grand finale. Let's find out if Simo and David's hard work pays off. Stay tuned.
All right, so here we are, the moment of truth. Simo and David are about to present their solution to the judges.
You can just feel the pressure, right? They started this whole thing feeling totally out of their depth.
Right, like they didn't even know they belonged at this hackathon.
Exactly. And now they're in the running to win the whole thing.
It really shows you what can happen when you step outside your comfort zone.
And when you embrace those challenges, instead of shying away from them.
Totally, and let's not forget the power of collaboration.
Oh, absolutely. They wouldn't be here without the help of their mentors and the other participants.
Speaking of mentors, did Simo ever go into detail about how they worked with them?
He didn't really give us the specifics. He focused more on the emotional side of the experience.
Okay, fair enough. But even without all the technical details, there's still so much we can learn from their journey.
For sure. So, okay, they're about to face the judges. Yeah. What's the judging process like? Is it all about technical brilliance, or are there other things they're looking for?
Well, usually hackathon judges are looking for a few different things.
Okay.
Obviously, technical skill is important,
Right.
but they also want to see creativity, innovation,
Mhm.
and whether the solution could actually have an impact.
Okay.
And let's not forget presentation skills.
Right. You got to be able to sell your idea.
Exactly. Even the best solution in the world won't go anywhere if nobody understands it.
So Simo steps up to present.
Yeah, you can see in his vlog that he's nervous,
Oh, I bet.
but there's also this determination in his eyes.
This is their moment to shine.
It is.
Okay, so what was their solution like? Did they manage to really tap into the power of that Leonardo supercomputer?
Well, Simo keeps the specifics of the solution kind of a mystery.
Okay.
He's really focusing more on the overall experience.
They're at the emotional journey.
Exactly. But I think that tells us something important, too.
What do you mean?
Well, he could have made his vlog super technical, showing off all their coding skills and the details of their solution.
Right.
But he chose to focus on the human side of it.
Yeah, the struggles, the triumphs, the friendships they made.
Exactly. And I think that speaks volumes about what really matters in the end.
It's not just about the code. It's about the connections we make and the things we learn about ourselves along the way.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
So the judges are deliberating.
Simo's log captures that agonizing wait for the results.
I bet the tension is unbearable.
It is. And then finally the announcement comes.
Yeah?
And Simo and David's team is declared the winner.
Oh, wow. No way.
Yes. The look on Simo's face is priceless.
I bet he's ecstatic.
Pure joy and disbelief.
All those late nights, all that hard work, it paid off.
It really did. And I think it's such an inspiring story.
It is. It shows that anyone can achieve amazing things.
Even when we feel unprepared or unsure of ourselves.
It's all about embracing the challenge, trusting the process, and never giving up.
Couldn't agree more. And as Simo and David get ready to leave Bologna, you can feel this bittersweetness in Samo's final vlog.
Yeah.
They're exhausted, but exhilarated.
Mm-hmm.
Sad to say goodbye to their new friends.
Yeah.
But excited to apply what they learned to future challenges.
So what's the big takeaway here? What can our listeners learn from Simo and David's unexpected victory?
I think Simo puts it perfectly in his last vlog.
Okay.
He asks, what's a challenge you've been putting off because you don't feel ready?
Mm-hmm.
What if now is the perfect time to jump in and see what you can achieve?
Wow, that's powerful.
It really is, and it captures the essence of their whole experience.
Right. It's about embracing discomfort,
Yeah.
pushing boundaries, and recognizing that real growth happens outside of our comfort zones.
Exactly, and it's also about finding people to collaborate with.
Yeah, we don't have to do everything alone.
Right. There's so much power in working together.
So to all our listeners out there, we challenge you to find your own hackathon moment.
Yeah, what's something you've been avoiding? What skill have you been wanting to learn?
Take a page from Samo and David's book, Embrace the Unknown, find some mentors, collaborate with like-minded people, and see what you can accomplish.
I guarantee you won't regret it. It might be tough,
Yeah.
but the rewards are incredible.
And who knows, you might even surprise yourself with an unexpected victory of your own.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of hackathons and the power of embracing challenges.
Yeah, this was a fun one.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing those boundaries.